What do you mean he's being interrogated? All he did was speed in front of a car, and now you are booking Fred until court? What kind of officer are you?
This is ridiculous. Get Fred out of there right now.
Sorry, we can't do that right now. He's due in court tomorrow. You can visit him if you want.
Like sure, but I can't believe we had to walk here after you arrested Fred for speeding and assault. The mystery machine was the only way to get around town.
But Shaggy, the mystery machine was towed, so we had to get here on foot. Hey, at least we didn't need fossil fuels to get anywhere.
You better drop the charges right now. There was no reason to arrest Fred if you didn't give us a more detailed explanation.
As I said 30 seconds ago, we're not releasing Fred until the trial starts. He is innocent until proven guilty in the court of law.
Can we just see him? He is probably suffering in there.
Okay, if you insist. I'll remind Fred that you are coming to visit.
You're visiting me in jail and working as my lawyer after I've been jailed for nothing. You really need to check your ideas carefully. All I did was cut across a muscle car, and I get pulled over and given a ticket, and now I get arrested for assault? Ugh.
Stop beating yourself up, Fred. It's not too much to ask. Besides, I went to law school before, so I can make sure the judge doesn't find you guilty of your crimes.
You better defend me, because if you don't, then I will literally give you the worst concussion of your life.
Okay, Jones, head back to your cell for lockdown.
Fred Jones. You have been convicted of driving over the speed limit and assaulting an officer. How do you plead?
I plead not guilty.
Well, you have a funny way of showing it. We will have trial until you are proven guilty. This court is now in session. May the prosecutor please come up and explain the crime and penalty.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you are looking at a guilty man behind me right now. As you all may know, he is tried for speeding and assault. My purpose of this testimony is that he'd be on house arrest for 3 weeks with 100 hours of community service.
Objection, Your Honor. This is irrelevant to the case.
Objection abstained. Plead your case and be quick.
As Fred's lawyer, I am much aware that Fred is being jailed, but I'll have you know that it wasn't his fault. The man in a muscle car did drive up on him too far. He had a perfect right to speed up the van.
And where was your client planning on heading off to in the van?
Times turn around, Your Honor. When he was pulled over and given a speeding ticket, I honestly find it childish to give a ticket to someone who would cut off a muscle car. If that's your opinion, Judge Ulrich, then your testimonies as an eyewitness is highly credible. It is irrelevant, incompetent, and indespicable. I rest my case.
Thank you, Daphne Blake. Now, has the jury reached a verdict?
Yes, we have, Your Honor. The words Daphne Blake said were touching, but I see no evidence to support her claim. Plus, I was the one in that muscle car. I was on a rush to work. Therefore, we find Fred Jones guilty of his crimes, as charged.
No. This isn't happening. I don't deserve this judgment. You are in for it now, Daphne.
Order. Order.
Fred Jones, I sentence you to 3 weeks of house arrest, followed by a 100-hour duration of community service. I also order you to go to anger management class in order for me to lift your sentence. Case dismissed. Court adjourned.
How could you not approve of my objection? This isn't a courtroom, this is a kangaroo court.
I'm glad Fred is guilty of his crimes.
What kind of lawyer are you, Daphne? Now I have to wear this thing around my leg for 3 weeks, and I can't leave the house unless I have community service or request anger management class. How could you be so weak with the speech?
But Fred, I'm so sorry. I tried to be reasonable with the judge, that's it.
Well, Daphne, I believe it wasn't good enough.
Yeah, I agree with Velma. And Fred, if you didn't speed up the van so quickly, you wouldn't have been on house arrest in the first place.
That does it. You all are the reason why I'm on house arrest. For that reason, it's concussion time.